Good morning. This weekend I am on my way to Naples, Florida to exhibit at Art Fest Naples at Fleischmann Park, and I'm going to be walking you through the entire weekend of the show here in this video to give you an idea of what artists go through in a typical weekend at an art festival, although really no weekend at an art festival is exactly typical. Today is Friday, it's setup day, and the show doesn't start until tomorrow, which is great. It's always wonderful when we can set up for an art show in advance of the show opening. So far, every show I've done this year, setup has been on the morning of the opening day, which is really exhausting because it means that I have to get down there at like 3:30 in the morning and then set up. And by the time the show opens at 10, the artists have spent about 7 hours getting ready for the show and then have to do the show all day until 5 or 6 o'clock. So those days make for really, really long, exhausting days. And I think because of the fatigue that a lot of artists suffered during that long day, it does impact our sales because by the end of the day, even by like 2 or 3 o'clock, I am so exhausted on a day like that that I have trouble engaging with and really being sharp with collectors. So I love when we can set up for an art festival the day before the show opens like this. So I have a couple hours drive to get over to Naples from here. I'm behind in episodes of the Independent Artist podcast, so I'm going to try and catch up on those episodes on the way over. So anyway, let's get over to Naples and have a great show this weekend. My first stop after arriving at the park was to check in. This is where the show will typically give you your information packet, verify your identity as the actual artist who is accepted to the show, and give you any last-minute information. From there, I went straight to unloading and starting the setup process. So I'm all done with setup, and here at the hotel I stopped and did my usual, got an order of Indian food for tonight and a meal for tomorrow for lunch at the show. Setup was a piece of cake today, but it's always exhausting and I am just beat, as I am every day now as a parent of a 2-year-old. Every day is just utterly exhausting. So I'm going to eat my food and get right to sleep, and don't really feel like chatting too much right now, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. So Saturday morning, walking down to the show now, just got here. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Feel like I'm late, but I know that I'm not. I usually like to get down to the show pretty early in the morning, like excessively early. I always think it's going to take me so long to open up, and it takes me like 10 minutes and I'm ready to go. Then I end up sitting around forever just waiting for people to show up. I also hope I'm appropriately dressed today. It's supposed to be in the upper 60s, and you never know. Florida is such a stupid place with weather. You never know if it's going to be like a cold 65 or a warm 65. So I'm wearing shorts, but I also brought a sweatshirt, a jacket, an undershirt, and my normal nice looking show shirt down. So hopefully I'm warm enough. It's only 11, but I'm already starting to dig into my lunch. Kind of have to make this last the whole day here. I always think I bring enough food, and then I always end up eating it super early in the day. While the kite and the camera are in the air, as long as the wind is consistent, the kite provides enough lift to hold up the camera, but is also very steady in the air, so I can accurately aim the camera. So check this out. They had asked me if I would be the t-shirt artist for the art show, and they just came around and gave me one of the shirts. How cool is that? I have a bit of a midday slump going on. It's around 3 o'clock, and My energy level has just totally dropped. The crowd's energy seems to have dropped. There's a lot less people walking around now than there were first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, it was pretty busy. This energy level drop happens to me a lot at art shows, and I wonder if other artists feel this way and how you deal with that like midday energy slump that we get, especially on days when we have to set up early in the morning. I do my best to try and eat healthy, but if you guys have any helpful hints or tricks for me, I'd appreciate it. It's end of the day now. Show ended at 5. I don't know what time it is now. It's like 5:30. It took me a little while to get packed up and closed up from the day. Had kind of a lackluster sales day for me and never really picked up again this afternoon. So I'm treating myself to a grocery store dinner tonight at Publix, and I'll pick up some lunch again for tomorrow and then do my favorite thing to do after a long day at an art show of a whole lot of nothing in the hotel. Well, good Sunday morning. It's the last day of the show. I'm just packing up here at the hotel and getting ready to go. Still waking up. I have never woken up feeling refreshed in my life. You know that thing when people say, oh, I woke up feeling so refreshed today, and bullshit. I have never, I can think of one time in my life where I woke up feeling refreshed, but I always wake up feeling crabby and groggy, so I'm just trying to push that out right now so I can get into a good mindset for the show, for the final day. For all those people who went home and measured and are definitely coming back today to buy, I need to be ready for them. The show only goes until 4 today, which is great. I love when shows end at 4 this time of year because it usually means I could get everything broken down and packed up before it gets too dark. But anyway, I'm gonna finish packing up here and get down to the show and hopefully have a great day today. The weather should be pretty nice most of the day today, but there's a strong chance of rain at breakdown time. So I brought my rain suit and these little shoe cover things that turn any shoe that I'm wearing into nice rain boots, just in case it rains at breakdown. I don't want to have to drive home and be all soggy wet. Bit of a slower start today, which is kind of typical of a Sunday. People are usually slower to get up and start moving around. It's just about 12 now and the crowd is finally just starting to pick up. I had some people come from my mailing list a little bit earlier, so hopefully that's the start of some really great stuff here. So it's just 4 o'clock now. I'm about to start breaking down. I had a really nice sale right at the end of the day, which is a great way to end the weekend. I love when I have those big sales right at the beginning of the show. It kind of takes the pressure off the whole weekend, but as long as it comes, that's fine. I also have a lot of people to follow up with about stuff during the week, so I should be able to add a few more sales to this show. There's still a strong possibility of a line of showers coming through in a little bit here, so I'm gonna try and break down as quickly as possible and get everything packed up before the possibility of any of that starts. So it did end up raining a little bit. I just kind of decided to just half pack up and wait out the rain underneath my tent. It's almost 7 o'clock now, so just under 3 hours to break down and pack up and load out, but I'm about to get in the van and then I have a couple hours drive to home, but I will sleep in my own bed tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this bit of a different video I did this week and you got some insight into what it's like to be an art festival artist doing an art festival over the course of the weekend. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel here, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.